when anybody can answer this, when do you think that the true apathy kicks in? Because the only interest in this show, and that's why Disney had to kick it up by attacking the fans and gaslighting the fans. If they had just gone out and marketed their show like, hey, we're making a show about Jedi, it's a murder mystery, and not talked about it being the gayest Star Wars or some guy fucking up twice and saying Anakin blew up the Death Star and talking about the patriarchy. Like, when do you think the apathy truly kicks in? I still think there's, like, if they make a Rey movie, that'll be fucking crazy. But
what do you mean? Like, I think apathy. I already have apathy.
I was gonna say, who are you talking about though?
Okay, I mean, okay. Let me rephrase. Complete apathy, like not even like, hey, we're pointing and laughing at this shit. Like, where Star Trek Discovery is.
Discovery.
Yeah,
apathy. The finale just happened, and not even a blip. Yeah, not even a blip on social media whatsoever.
That's actually a good
Nobody
question.
gave a crap.
When will Star Wars' coverage be like Star Trek's coverage?
Yes, basically.
I think we're gonna have to wait until we see like what the response is to the next movie to have an idea. Because this is all the last 5 years we've just been talking about these fucking Disney Plus garbage series, right? What's it gonna look like when they release an actual movie in theaters?
Yes.
And because Star Trek, for obviously, was a TV show, right? They obviously did the movies and stuff like that, but predominantly all the stories we have were TV shows. So you're comparing kind of apples to apples there when you're talking about the legacy and the history of how people feel now about Star Trek versus then. For Star Wars, I'm really interested to see what it's going to be. When they release the Mando and Grogu movie, what's the response going to be like? And I think that'll give us an idea.
I don't think
imagine it being possible.
I don't think there's ever, from that perspective, I don't think that there's ever going to be true apathy for Star Wars fans, like OG fans, prequel fans, all of that.
Not for the
response. What I'm saying is, there is always going to be a market, and as long as we're around, to bitch about Disney Star Wars, because people love George Lucas's Star Wars so much, and it connects with people differently than Star Trek, differently than Doctor Who, differently than all of these other properties. Star Wars is like nothing we've ever seen, and the love that people have for the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy, different fans, by the way, and that combines for the hatred of what Disney's done. And there's always going to be people that will find therapy through listening to other people bitch about how bad this shit is. So that's all the discussion is going to be on the table.
But think, right? 10 years ago, it's less 9 years ago, Star Wars is on top of the world again with The Force Awakens, on top of the fucking world. Like Doctor Who was in 2010, around there. It's top of the fucking world, as opposed to TV then. 9 years later, it's a garbage lesbian dumpster fire on a fucking streaming service that nobody's fucking watching. That's Star Wars.
I find the comparisons interesting through IP, because I was going to say, like, if they released a Star Trek 4, the Abrams track, or if they even just rebooted and did a new first movie, I feel like that probably would get coverage. For example, from like Gary or some of us, because I mean, even I've been entertaining it now because I'm actually through nearly almost season 1 of TOS, and I've seen all the original movies now, so I like actually care about these people. You know what I mean? Like it's almost. I think if Acolyte had 5 seasons, I think all of us would drop off covering it at maximum season 3, probably season 2.
And Jeremy's right. Like, Star Wars is palatable to normies. It's Star Trek, Doctor Who, complete niche, are complete niches that they tried to make palatable to normies, and it almost worked with Doctor Who, and it's never really worked with Star Trek.